So let's begin with this list. Number 10, we have Mahira Khan. Aside from being a beautiful woman, Mahira Khan is also a very versatile Pakistani actress. She's one of Pakistan's most popular and highest paid actresses. She got her fame for her performance on the television drama Humsafar, where she starred along with Fawad Khan. At number 9, we have Layla Bekhti. Layla Bekhti is a famous French film and television actress, and her husband is also a French actor. She was born on March 1984 in Algeria. Layla Bekhti became very famous for her performance in Paris of Jetem, as well as Tout de Kibril. I am so horrible with French, and I apologize for my mispronunciation. Yeah, that was kind of bad, wasn't it? Alright, so I'm going to try to stick to English for the rest of this episode. So before acting, she was working in telemarketing, and another achievement is that in 2011, she signed with the cosmetic brand L'Oreal. At number 8, we have Rana Al-Haddad. So we got to go all the way to Yemen for her. They also have beautiful women over there too. Rana Al-Haddad, she's a singer by profession, and apart from her amazing voice, she also has a very impressive look. She's the daughter of a well-established Yemeni artist, so music pretty much runs in her genes. Moving on now to number 7, we have Amal Alameddine. Born in 1978 in Lebanon, Amal has a law degree from Oxford University as well as one from New York University. She also has a license to practice law in the United States and England. And I cannot forget that she's also the wife of American actor George Clooney, who recently had his net worth rise to $500 million. That's a lot of coin, guys. Okay, so at number 6, we have Nawal Al-Zogby. Also from Lebanon, Nawal Al-Zogby is a singer who is famous for her amazing voice, but also for her looks. She was born on June 29, 1972. Nawal has a huge fan base in the Arab countries, and she received many national and international awards such as Best Female Singer in Lebanon, Lions Award in Jordan and Lebanon, and the Best Singer in UAE, and the Best Album Award in Dubai, and many, many more. Okay, so now we are at halfway in our list. Here at number 5, we have Muna Abu Sulaiman. She's an Arab personality and former founding secretary general of the Al Walid bin Talal Foundation, now known simply as Al Walid Philanthropies. She was born in Philadelphia in the US, and she grew up between Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, and the US. She's a host of Kalam Nawaim, which is a talk show which was among the top 10 programs in the Arab world. Now, Riham Khan comes at number 4. She's a famous British Pakistani journalist and former wife of former Pakistani cricketer Imran Khan. Yeah, they were married for like 2 minutes, I swear. Like, whatever, it was very, very short, their marriage. She was born in Libya in 1973, and aside from speaking English, she is also fluent in Urdu, Pashto, and Hindko, which is a dialect of the Punjabi language. Now, she's a journalist, presenter, as well as a film producer, and very, very gorgeous. Coming down to the bottom of this list now, we have number 3, and that is Cyrene Abdelnour. Cyrene is a Lebanese singer and actress as well as a model. She's considered to be one of the most beautiful women not only in the Middle East but also in the entire world. She started her career in music in 2004 and has now become a household name in Arab countries. And her most famous song is La Bas Fi Aini, which means if he looks into my eyes. Okay guys, 2 more left. So who's at number 2? Yeah, I couldn't leave out Bollywood on this list. We got Zareen Khan. I had to mention the Bollywood star Zareen Khan on this list, guys. Yeah, so she was born on the 14th of May 1987 in Mumbai, India. She attended Rizvi College in Mumbai, but dropped out to make her career in the movie business. Her breakthrough role was in Houseful 2, and that's where she got noticed by the public. She keeps her personal life very private and doesn't allow the media to write about her unless it's for a film. Okay guys, that was a lot of women to go through, but only one of them could top this list. And number 1 goes to Amira Al Tawil. Amira is a gorgeous Saudi Arabian princess and the vice chairperson of Al Walid Philanthropies, as well as a board member of Silatech. Amira is a very active humanitarian and philanthropist. She is also a strong supporter of women's rights and one of the most powerful women in all of Saudi Arabia. At number 10, we have Taraneh Al-Dusti. Now, she's from Iran and she's an actress that's well known for her being picky in accepting challenging roles. Taraneh received a lot of fame and praise for her collaboration with Oscar-winning director Asghar Farhadi, making her one of the most sought-after actresses of her time. At number 9, we have Queen Rania of Jordan. Wife of Prince Abdullah II and the Queen Consort of Jordan, Rania Al Abdullah was born on the 31st of August 1970 to a Palestinian family. The Queen later moved to Jordan for work, where she met Prince Abdullah, and since marrying the now King of Jordan in 1993, she has become known for her work related to education, health, community empowerment, youth, and more. She's also an avid user of social media. She has accounts on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, as well as Twitter. Moving on to number 8, we have Claudia Lynx. So Claudia Lynx is an actress, model, writer, humanitarian, and former Persian pop star. She was born on June 8, 1982, and Claudia Lynx was born in Tehran, Iran. Her mother died shortly after giving birth to her, and the family ended up moving to Europe when she was just 3 months old. Claudia began her career as an actress and model in Europe at the age of just 3 years old. And Claudia became the first Persian-born actress and model who brought the Western culture into the Persian entertainment world. Nesreen Tafish is at number 7, and she's a Palestinian actress born in Aleppo, Syria. Her father, Yusuf Tafish, was a famous writer as well as a poet. Now, she's built a large fan base of millions of fans, and she has an impressive career behind her. Now, quickly moving on to Beren Saat. She's 33 years old and she was born in Turkey. She's an actress, and it was after Beren entered a talent competition that she was seen by a Turkish director. In 2004, she made her TV debut, and she has come a long way since then. She was reported to be the highest paid actress in Turkey from 2008 until 2014, and she has starred in movies, TV shows, as well as she does some voice acting too. Halfway in this list, we have Sheikha Manal from the UAE. Sheikha Manal bint Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum is an Emirati princess. She's a daughter of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the current ruler of Dubai. And she's also the president of the Dubai Women Establishment. Sheikha Manal works to help women achieve success in the UAE's economic, social, sports, arts, and political arenas. And you probably knew that this one was coming. At number 4, we have Bella Hadid. Short for Isabella Hadid, Bella Hadid has been considered by many as one of the most beautiful Muslim women in the world. No surprise that she's on the list. Her father, Mohammed Hadid, was born in Nazareth, Israel, and lived in Syria and Lebanon before moving to the US at the age of 14. In an interview, Bella said this: "He was always religious and he always prayed with us. I'm proud to be a Muslim." Now, entering into the top 3, starting off with Nazanin Bonaidi. Nazanin Bonaidi, she's a British-American actress of Iranian descent. She was born in Tehran during the Iranian Revolution, and her parents moved to London while she was very, very young. She later moved to the USA for college, and she's fluent in both English as well as Farsi. She's an official spokeswoman for Amnesty International USA, and Nazanin's first major role was on the show General Hospital. She also had a role in season 3 and 4 of the TV show Homeland. At number 2, we have Fariye Evcen from Turkey. This 31-year-old actress was actually born in Germany, and she was born on June 4th, 1986. But it wasn't until she was 19 years old that she moved to Turkey. And it was just 1 year after that that she became the face of L'Oreal Paris. And then a year after that, she became the face of Kotan, the Turkish clothing company. And finally, at the number 1 spot, who is considered the most beautiful Muslim woman in the entire world? Well, this position goes to Gigi Hadid. Gigi was born Jelena Noura Hadid, and like her younger sister Bella, Gigi is Muslim and a fashion model. Gigi has been in a relationship with world-famous singer Zayn Malik, and Zayn in and of himself has been a victim of Islamophobic comments. Now, Gigi went to school to study criminal psychology, but she put that on hold to focus on her modeling. And aren't we all glad that she did that?
Number 10 brings us to the model Khadija Diawara. Khadija Diawara was born in the Ivory Coast and raised in Egypt. Her family then immigrated to the United States when she was 6 years old, but Khadija is more than just a Muslim model. She wants to be known for more than just that. She said this, and I quote, "Hijabis in fashion and beauty are an amazing thing. I think it helps to increase inclusivity and shows that we can coexist in a culture that goes beyond stereotypes of what people think we are. But my agenda isn't solely hijabi. I would advocate for it, but at the same time, that's not my main stance. I'm here as a depiction and representation of the kind of inclusivity that transcends fashion." Rania Benchenga comes in at number 9. She is a Moroccan model who started her career back in the year 2011. She has since been the lead in a campaign for H&M and has been a part of a Victoria's Secret campaign. She's also very proud to be a Muslim, and in an interview for Vogue Arabia, she had said this, "It is a great honor for me to represent my country and Moroccan women worldwide. I do my very best to promote Arab models and beauty. I have come to realize that I'm lucky to have grown up as a Muslim woman in such an open and tolerant country like Morocco." From there, we move on to Hannah Ben Abdeslam. Hannah Ben Abdeslam is a Tunisian model, and she has worked with designers like Jean-Paul Gaultier, Chanel, Oscar de la Renta, as well as many others. Now, one thing that she's very proud of is that she was the first Muslim spokesmodel, as a matter of fact, for the French perfume and cosmetic house Lancome. This is what she was recorded to have said. "People I've encountered often assume that being Muslim means one is extremely conservative. There's also a tendency to look at the Arab world as one big monolithic entity with little variation from one country to the next, when in fact there is a rich diversity of ethnicities, cultures, and even religions throughout the region." In the West, there seems to be this fixation with the veil, and journalists often ask me if I wear a burqa when I'm back home. Little do they know that women in Tunis were one of the first in the region to discard the veil, and that many progressive laws were passed over the decades to protect their rights. Number 7 brings us to Shahad Salman. Shahad Salman grew up in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. She has a skin condition known as vitiligo, and this condition causes a loss of pigment in various patches of her skin. But guys, you see, despite this, Shahad was inspired by the globally famous model Winnie Harlow, who also has the same skin condition. Shahad Salman said these words in an interview, and I quote, "I'm very proud of myself because I have dealt with many different fields. In all my artwork, there is an imprint of my Arab culture that reflects our ancient Arab heritage." We had to include this next model, Maria Idrissi. Maria Idrissi is a British model as well as a public speaker, and she really rose to fame after being recognized as the first Muslim hijab-wearing model when she appeared in H&M's Close the Loop campaign back in 2015. Now, since then, Maria Idrissi has modeled for many fashion brands and magazines, as well as beauty companies, which include Rihanna's Fenty brand, and she has also walked the runway in Istanbul's Modest Fashion Week. We continue now with more models. At number 5, we have Ikram Abdi. Ikram Abdi Omar was UK's first hijab-wearing model to be featured on the cover of Vogue when she was 21 years old. She also became the face of the brand Burberry in 2019, so not too long ago. She's a Swedish-born Somali model who lives in the UK, and she has openly said that her heritage and religious beliefs have influenced her modeling career. In an interview, this is what she had to say. "It's all about modesty for me. As a Muslim, being modest is a major thing, and I just wanted to showcase to everyone that you can be modest and be into fashion because the hijab itself, apart from representing Islam, represents beauty. In at number 4, we have Iman Hammam. Iman Hammam is a Dutch model of Moroccan and Egyptian descent. Iman appeared on the most international Vogue covers of any model back in the year 2017. She has appeared on the cover of Vogue 18 times worldwide, and her faith plays a huge role in her career. I mean, after all, her name means faith in Arabic. In an interview, she had this to say: "When I started, all girls looked the same, but now there is more acceptance of things such as natural hair and different sizes and body types. I look at girls like Halima Aden, and I think it's amazing that she is veiled and had such an incredible career. Since I also come from a Muslim background, and being a proud Muslim myself, I feel blessed to have had the support of my family from day one. This gave me the strength to use my platform to talk about issues like race and religion with the aim to empower young girls no matter the color of their skin or where they came from." We mentioned her, but she is now coming up next in at number 3. Halima Aden. Halima Aden is a Somali-American fashion model who was born in a Kenyan refugee camp. She is very famous for being the first woman to wear a hijab in the Miss Minnesota USA pageant, where she ended up being a semi-finalist. Following her participation in the pageant, Halima received national attention and she was signed to IMG Models. She was also the first model to wear a hijab and burkini in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. And Halima Aden is also a UNICEF ambassador. She aims to take on the stereotypes of beauty as a Black Somalian Muslim woman. And when it comes to her career and faith, she had this to say: "I didn't really have modeling in mind. I wanted to spread a positive message about beauty and diversity to show other young women that there is room for them." Number 2 brings us to Bella Hadid. Her full name is Isabella Hadid, and she's an American model. Back in the year 2016, she was voted Model of the Year by industry professionals for models.com. That is a huge accomplishment. Well, everyone knows by now that the Hadid family is known for their presence in the fashion industry. And in an interview, Bella had this to say: "My dad was a refugee when he first came to America, so it's actually very close to home for my sister and brother and me. He was always religious and he always prayed with us. I am proud to be a Muslim." And here at number 1, you probably guessed this already, we can't mention Bella Hadid and not mention her sister, Gigi Hadid. Her full name is Yelena Noura Hadid, and she is the older sister of Bella Hadid, who made her debut in the top 50 models ranking at models.com. Now, in 2016, she was named the International Model of the Year by the British Fashion Council, and over the span of just 4 years, Gigi Hadid has made over 35 appearances on international Vogue magazine covers. She was born to her Dutch model mother, Yolanda Hadid, as well as Palestinian-born real estate developer Mohammed Hadid. And in her own words, Gigi said this: "I feel very proud and very lucky to be of dual heritage." She said this in an interview with Vogue in 2017, and in British Vogue in 2018, she added these words: "They built what we were given in our childhood from nothing, so we work hard and be kind to honor our parents."
So let's start off with number 10. We have Mahira Khan. Mahira Hafiz Khan, she's a Pakistani actress and she is dominating the Pakistan industry. Mahira Khan is from Karachi and she speaks Urdu and she's from a Pathan family. Mahira is seen in many ad campaigns including Aquafina, Q Mobile, as well as other big companies. She's also the first Pakistani brand ambassador for the company Veet. She had made her on-screen debut alongside Atif Aslam in the movie Bull, and that came out in 2011. And she's also very famous for her role in the TV series Humsafar. At number 9, we have Halima Aden. Halima Aden, she is not only a UNICEF ambassador, but she's also the first hijabi to walk on international catwalks. So check it out. Her journey started back in the year 2016 when she participated in Miss Minnesota scholarship pageant, and that's when she was wearing her hijab as well as a modest swimsuit. From there, she was signed to the IMG modeling agency, and she also had walked walked in Kanye West's Yeezy Season 5 show during New York Fashion Week. She's also been recognized as a change agent by Elle magazine, and she was modeling hot hijabs. One of her core missions in life is to really take away the stereotypes of beauty as a black Somalian Muslim woman, and she's breaking all sorts of stereotypes. Linda Sarsour is next. She was born in New York City and she's of Palestinian descent. Now Linda Sarsour, she's a political activist and she's also the co-founder of the Women's March. Now the Women's March was a worldwide protest back in January 21st of 2017, which was the day after the inauguration of President Donald Trump of the United States. The world really began to start knowing who she really was more and more after she started becoming involved in civil rights issues including feminism, police brutality, immigration, and she's even marched with the Black Lives Matter movement in the United States. And you know, the thing is, because she's been outspoken about certain issues that are really close to her heart, a lot of criticism, as expected, is coming her way. Either way, many Muslims view her as the right sort of leader that they want to represent the entire Muslim community. She's very fearless and doesn't back down easily. Ellen Bernstein was raised in a Christian family, and then she reportedly converted to Islam after studying Sufism. She has remained on a spiritual path of self-discovery since then. And in an interview, she had admitted that she believes in all religions and believes that they're sacred in some way. She's also very close with one of the preachers of Sufi Islam, and her Sufi teacher is Inayat Khan, and he actually gave her the name Hadia, meaning source of guidance. Now she doesn't fully dedicate herself to any single religion, but she believes and lives according to all religions, and she holds Islam very close to her core identity. Then we have Mayis Hamdan. Now her full name is Mayis Abdel Jabbar Hamdan Salim, and at the time of filming this episode she has 2.7 million followers on Instagram. She is a Jordanian actress, TV personality, as well as a singer, but she was born in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates to a Jordanian father of Palestinian descent and a Jordanian Lebanese mother. Back in the year 2004, she started her career in TV in Karita Rakan as well as Sawalef Harim, and also she was in Kirki On in the following year. Now in 2006, we witnessed her film debut and she played the role of Jamila in the Egyptian film titled Zarf Tari, meaning emergency case. Yasmin Abdulaziz comes in at number 5. Yasmin Abdulaziz is an Egyptian actress, dancer, and a model, and she started in commercials at a very young age. So after a while, she started to act in films and TV shows. What really got her started was a series called A Woman from the Love Time that was a huge success all over the Middle East. And then after the success of that, she was involved in another mini-series called Kids Are Going Crazy, and from there the rest was history for her. Atin Aymer is next, and she was born on November 22nd, 1986. She's famous for being an actress, and she's also an Egyptian, best known for her role of Fatih in the television series El Ad. She's also appeared in films such as Chaos and Disorder, and her first major role was in Hadrat El Motaham Abi, meaning Mr. Guilty is my father, along with Noor El Sharif. The woman at number 3 is Sheikh Hasina. The Honorable Sheikh Hasina Wazed is the current Prime Minister of Bangladesh, and she's been in office since the year 2009. Politics runs in her family because Sheikh Hasina is the daughter of Bangladesh's first president, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. She's also been the longest serving Prime Minister in the history of Bangladesh. And you know, a very interesting thing is that she actually served as a Prime Minister back in 1996 to the year 2001. And then years later, she was re-elected again. Malala Yousafzai is next. And you know, young women like her really deserve a lot of recognition, especially because of her activism. As an activist at the age of 16, she was the youngest holder of the Nobel Peace Prize, and she received that when she was 17 years old because she stood up for the rights of females so that they can get education and access to other things in life that they were denied. So I definitely had to mention her because her fame has spread all around the world. But the woman in the number 1 spot is Gigi Hadid. Her full name is Jelena Noura Gigi Hadid, and she's an American fashion model, and she stands at 5 feet 10 inches tall. She first began modeling when she was just 2 years old, and Gigi Hadid has gone on to work with brands like major brands like Tom Ford, Versace, Reebok, Victoria's Secret, you name it. it. And her success has been just non-stop. It just continues. She's had appearances on international magazine covers. She's walked on like all major runways, and she's appeared in all major fashion weeks. And at the time of filming this episode, Gigi Hadid has over 51 million followers on Instagram. So let's start with number 10. Sophia Ali. She was born in November 1995 in San Diego, California, and she comes from a Pakistani Muslim family. She's best known for her acting performance in MTV's romantic comedy series, Faking It, as well as ABC's medical drama, Grey's Anatomy. She also appeared in the horror film in 2018 called Truth or Dare, but she became really famous when she appeared in Grey's Anatomy. Sophia, she played the role of Dahlia Qadri, and she was a Muslim doctor who wears her hijab all throughout the show. Nasim Pedrad comes next, and Nasim Pedrad, she was born on November 18th, 1981 in Tehran, Iran. Now, she's an actress as well as she's a comedian, and she's best known for her 5 seasons as a cast member on Saturday Night Live from the years 2009 all the way up until 2014. She, of course, comes from a Muslim family, and in her own words, she said this: "I knew at a young age that I wanted to do comedy, and maybe part of that was trying to fit in at school because I had a weird name, and my parents had these accents, and I was definitely a late bloomer." You may also recognize her from her most prominent recent role playing Dahlia in Disney's live-action Aladdin movie that came out last year, 2019. Next up at number 8, we have this lady, Jamila Jamil. Now, Jamila Jamil is an English-born actress as well as a DJ, a model, radio host, and she even does some writing as well. She was discovered at the age of 22 years old, where she was a teacher in London, England, teaching English. She was born to an Indian father and a Pakistani mother. Now, she had some unfortunate events happen to her. She broke her neck in a car accident when she was 17 years old, leaving her bedbound for a year and a half. And the thing is, she was also born with congenital hearing loss as well as labyrinthitis, and she had to have several operations to correct this. Now, she states that she has 70% audibility in her left ear and 50% in her right ear. And this was in the year 2015 that she said that. But hey, this didn't stop her because she became a journalist for Cosmopolitan magazine and the Huffington Post. And then 2 years after that, she became the face of Maybelline and Nails Inc. And in 2012, she released her own clothing line after much success in the fashion industry. Later on, she was recruited by BBC Radio 1 to host her own show on their network. And she was also one of the stars on the show The Good Place. So despite her accident, despite her disability, she just keeps on going, doesn't let it stop her. She's a success, no doubt about it. Number 7 brings us the fantastic Halima Aden. Halima Aden, she's not only a UNICEF ambassador, but she's also the first hijabi to walk on international fashion catwalks. Her journey started in the year 2016 when she took part in the Miss Minnesota scholarship pageant wearing her hijab as well as modest full covering swimwear. From there, you know, people were really impressed by this, and after that she was then signed by IMG modeling agency, and she walked in Kanye West's Yeezy season 5 show during New York Fashion Week, and also she was called a change agent in an Elle magazine feature. Halima Aden says that one of her aims is to take on all the stereotypes of beauty, especially as a black Somalian Muslim woman. Irina Shayk is next. She was born in the USSR on January 6, 1986, and her full name is Irina Valerievna Sheklislamova. She's a model and an actress, and as a matter of fact, she made her acting debut as Megara alongside Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the movie Hercules back in the year 2014. Now, her full last name, Sheklislamova, it consists of Sheikh Islam, which literally translates to Islamic scholar. Now, she has said that she inherited her looks from her father, and that oftentimes a lot of people think that she's South American, and she said this in her own words: "My father was dark-skinned because he was Tartar. Sometimes Tartars can look Brazilian. I get my light eyes from my mother." And to be honest, I literally thought that she was Brazilian before I did this video. I've heard of Irina Shayk, I've seen her, and when I did this video, I was like, oh, okay, so she's not what I thought. At number 5, we have Zareen Khan. Now, Zareen Khan, she was born to a Muslim Pathan family in Mumbai, India. Nazreen Khan made her screen debut with a leading role in the 2010 film Veer, where she co-starred with Salman Khan. And with that, she was nominated for the Zee Cine Award for Best Female Debut. She speaks Hindi, Urdu, English, Marathi, and she also speaks a little bit of Pashto as well. Mahira Khan comes up next at number 4. Mahira Hafiz Khan, she's a Pakistani actress, and she is dominating the Pakistani industry right now. Mahira Khan, she comes from Karachi, Pakistan, and she comes from an Urdu-speaking Pathan family. Mahira, she's seen in many ad campaigns for companies like Aquafina, Q Mobile, among many others, and she was also the first Pakistani brand ambassador for Veet. She made her screen debut alongside Atif Aslam in the movie Bol back in the year 2011, and she's also famous for her role in the series Humsafar. Noor Stars is next. Now, she is a woman that I recently came across. Noor Naeem Kalam, better known as Noor Stars, is an Iraqi YouTube phenomenon who's earned a massive following with her mix of comedy skits, vlogs, as well as beauty videos and other types of videos as well. Now, she's the first person in the Arab world to reach 11 million subscribers on YouTube. And Noor Star, she launched her channel on April 24th, 2014. Her first vlog was titled What's on My iPhone, and then similar videos followed after that. And in her videos, she's shared with her audience about her weight issues as well as her diet and sports routines. And soon after that, Noor Stars came up with her makeup and beauty vlogs. And since then, she's grown and attracted viewers from all around the world. At the time of filming this video, she has 15 million followers on YouTube. So good for her, growing such a massive following in such a short period of time. 15 million subscribers in what, 6 years? Number 2, we have Nilofa. Now, her full name is Noor Nilofa Binti Mod Noor, but for the sake of my sanity, I'm just gonna keep it at Nilofa, okay? Now, she's a Malaysian actress, TV host, as well as a model and an entrepreneur. And she appeared in several films, TV series, and she was named among Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia back in the year 2017. Nilofa was born in Pasir Mas, Kelantan in Malaysia and is of Arabic, Pakistani, and Malay descent. She has an hijab brand and is called Nilofar Hijab and is sold in more than 37 countries, including Singapore, Indonesia, Australia, UAE, the United Kingdom, as well as different parts of Europe. Now, last year, December 2019, late last year actually, Nilofa introduced the Nilofa brand with its first product, banana milk, to the Malaysian market under the company name Nilofa Group. So not only is she a massive entertainer, but she has proven to have a lot of business acumen, and her brand continues to grow day in, day out. And finally, we reached number 1 in this episode, and that spot goes to Gigi Hadid. Yelena Noura Hadid, of course we know her as Gigi Hadid. She was born on April 23rd, 1995, and she's an American model. An interesting fact about Gigi Hadid is that over the span of 4 years, she made 35 appearances on International Vogue magazine covers, as well as she was signed to MIG Models back in the year 2013. In November 2014, Gigi Hadid, she made her debut in the top 50 models ranking at models.com. And by the time 2016 rolled around, she was named the International Model of the Year by the British Fashion Council. She's Palestinian American, and she's a supermodel, and her sister Bella Hadid, they follow the same faith as their father, Mohammed Hadid, who arrived in the United States as a refugee at the age of 14 years old. She has impacted millions of followers around the world, and she's seen as a role model for women aspiring to have such an impact as she does. I swear the fashion industry has become synonymous with Gigi Hadid. You can't think of fashion and not think of Gigi Hadid.